me start. Comical arts and crafts, I create when I pop. Pop like pop tarts, throw a fucking style like an answer, throw a fart. And on the body, my hands ready to part. Never disembark, because I love to feel up in the barn. The fleshy gets to the parts, never leave a scar, only teeth marks. Less the shift 3, I hold and make a heart. Oh, so let me spark, yo, so light it up for my taste. I never ride enough, I felt around my rough. All they chase the girls, cuz it's what I beast that I lust. Never bust the nut, but issues the language and the stuff. All the lines that I rush, sounds that I thrust. I roll around my mind from the dawn till the dust face covered up. Yeah, up and blow it up. Yeah, like with the flip, I came to rip the microphone to bits. Yo, so give me a minute, I'm well equipped. Spit my shit, it's a shit. My left flipping it with a style different, with the flight, with the flip. I came to rip the microphone to bits. Yo, so give me a minute, I'm well equipped. Spit, yes, this is it. My left flipping it with a style different, yo. Yeah, so people it out, peace. Yeah. Y'all, it's my life. Coming with Jen's fake. Just gonna keep it straightforward for you. Yeah. Y'all, check it out. Oh, why yeah, I have thrown around before. I was on track, opted for the detour. I needed a reform, yo. It searched itself just to see if I could be more. Why yeah, I have thrown around before. I was on track, opted for the detour. I needed a reform, yeah. It searched itself just to see if I could be more. You know all that I might drop. It's up my loud. I'll check the way other I rock. I'm coming from the under with the sound, not the thunder or the lightning. Or peep the style I'm inviting. Yo, to listen closer to the jam. Oh, now I gotta go and then tuck the stance. Because it's time to keep it real. And no, I'm not talking about making a deal. I'm talking about the great top consciousness. So yes, you know that I'm hardly up getting rest when I must explain such things to my peeps. Hit them with theories almost every single week. Every time I speak or open up my damn mouth, you hear some philosophical shit be falling out. But that's alright. This is who I have to be, the person who I be in the life of friends and family. Why yeah, I have thrown around before. I was on track, opted for the detour. I needed a reform, yeah. It searched the self just to see if I could be more. Why yeah, I have thrown around before. I was on track, opted for the detour. I needed a reform. Search the self just to see if I could be more. Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. Be more, yeah, than the current self, and go beyond. See what like my knowledge of self will make one strong. I'll go beyond, yo, the knowledge of self will make one strong. Yeah, it's my life, peace.
Shinobi.
I try to stay on UB on a reclaim shoes. To hear me out moves. I try to stay on UB on a reclaim shoes. To hear me out moves.
Brain be filled with thoughts of the rhyme that I was taught. No tricks, I see, no sleeves to hold the cards. And I'm bombard, man, stop in, Shinobi Gorb. I study the art, take it a rip and throw a cork. Double the rhyme that I was off, double that's like Dork Mars. Like Zipper, you're the rhyme and line that I would make up. Uniquely made with that distinct flavor. Especially when Victor, I flow from in the acre. Upon that instrumental, instead of your fundamental. And critical strike out. With my utensil, no box of pencil. I'm like the Beowulf, the Grendel, no pencil. Yes, you know my thought ain't permanent. The rhyme that I be learning with, I be morphing it, turning it, twisting it, just like that tourniquet. From this I be flourishing, that shall not be being circling the style mimicker. I leave them nervously, out of breath, looking purplely. No such thing as perfectly. I keep the love humble and that courtesy, searching for when my purpose be. It's life, surprise, it's a struggle to survive in your mind. It isn't really always on your side when I face and hypnotize inside. Little size by the constant ads advertise. So that's why I try and mastermind with the rhyme and the knowledge in the night that I seek to find in the text and in the line. My thoughts contemporary combined with the ancient time. So we blow. The flower doesn't dry to. The flower doesn't dry too. It just blooms. It just blooms. Just bloom. Yeah, just bloom. Just bloom.
忍び
It's all my laugh and kick back. What do you know about that? Yeah, how you know about that? Yeah, well, a style samurai, first the rise of powdered weapons. I fight against the mainstream subjection to keep the honor in my sentence. The real shit's a relic and I give my life to defend it. No honorable mention. Yes, I be enveloping. Yes, I envelop. So Mr. Wacker rapper, please shut the hell up. Telling tall tales along with fables, selling fib through the nasal of the thought. Yes, I enable loyal. Unlike Cain, I'm too able with this malevolent, and I don't fit your fucking label. Because I busted through that frame of what you thought was cool. I don't make a shot as well as Tenjuya. I'm a ninja of Azuma, so get used to that Shinobi rhymer, that old styler, reminiscent of the 90s. My 11 kickback, we're bringing it rightly. Oh, chivalrous and nightly, how my 11 might be. My style samurai, burst the rise of powdered weapons. A fight against the mainstream subjection to keep the honor in my sentence. The real shit's a relic, and I give my life to defend it. Yo, my style samurai, burst the rise of powdered weapons. A fight against the mainstream subjection to keep the honor in my sentence. The real shit is a relic, and I give my life to defend it. So much emphasis on action and interaction only means to achieve satisfaction. Social network entrapment, never noted. The thinking is completely absent, irrelevant in the face of attraction. So puppet keep dancing, keep acting. They tell ya break a leg, then they turn a profit off the sound of your bones cracking. Investors in transaction, how it happened? Well, ya best believe when they tell ya to believe or to dream. They fail to say to think, but the only time you dream is in your sleep or in the day when the body seeks to be free. And if I was to believe what most else think, yeah, according to TV and pre-designed scenes, one might think the way that I choose to live my life. Yeah. My style samurai, burst the rise of powdered weapons. I fight against the mainstream subjection to keep the honor in my sentence. The real shit's a relic, and I give my life to defend it. My style samurai, burst the rise of powdered weapons. Then I would write a poem in reflection, turns the blade into an intestine. The real shit's a relic, and I give my life to defend it. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's time, 11 kick back. So sit back, relax, yeah, just relax, y'all, just relax, yeah, just relax, y'all, just relax, yeah. Yeah, well, it's my laugh and kick back. On another level, that's all you can say. One chord, imagine for days. Construct a perfect face and body frame. Make it great, but still fail to explain what is on display. Through the mind's eye, window pane. She filled another page with only her face within me. Where she create, expression elevate. I grab the brush and begin to paint. Within the void, the mind an empty realm of space. Connect two bodies as one plane. I want to touch and feel between the fingerprints. Two touches to heal. The feel what is real. The power trying high. Oh yeah. The body may reveal. Yeah, she got the concept. No such thing as perfect. And oh yeah, it's not what I expect, but it won't fight what I would love to accept. It's all conscious, no such thing as perfect. And oh yeah, it makes me reflect, and I accept my God. And the body has its limits, but the mind forever on infinite. Simply the position or the distance, lesson inhibitions. And as an artist, she put me on commission with the return, staying hidden, it's like I'm with the wit. 50 shades of 50 tints, and then I'm lost, gone with the wind. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Don't misunderstand. Time to take the hand. The mind expands just to grow another branch deep into the land. We find the rules, you make me want to speak to you, think of you, be with you. Yeah. You make me want to spin control, think control, be withdrawal. She got the concept, knows that thing that's perfect, and oh yeah, it's not what I expect, but it won't fight. But I would love to accept. It's all conscious, no such thing as perfect, and oh yeah, it makes me reflect, and I accept my dark. And now I confess we must undress in the nude. Yes, let's sweat. No regalia, passion intravenously injected in the mania. As members of the bedroom gymnasium, forms harmoniously miscellaneous. It sounds that escape the trachea, echo throughout the chambers of the cranium. Remembering that for days to come, when you lust just to make some love. Ooh, just to taste the different flavors of, oh yeah. I wonder in deep thought, just to reach it once, galactic intercourse, yo, it wouldn't be enough. I wonder if I was just to taste it once, if one taste would really be, yeah. See, she got the concept, no such thing as perfect, and oh yeah, it's not what I expect, but it won't fight what I would love to accept.
Yeah, what's so classic about that? Am I
Classic
also not looking good?
Hello, everyone.
It's a little
Welcome
shuddery.
to Update Stream.
It's Update Thursday.
We're gonna speed run this one because
Yeah.
we're busy boys.
Hametsu update. We have an update. October 9th, next week.
Yeah, I reached out to our printer and I was like, a few people were like, hey, if you know the name of the ship, we can track it. And I was like, let me ask if they can give me that information. They didn't, but they did tell me that the boat is due to reach port on October 9th.
Now,
Port in California.
once the boat reaches port, we're going to be in the 2 to 3 week, maybe 4 week process that is customs unloading, transferring to a freight company, freighting, shipping to us.
So if you're in the Customs Boys Union, please don't go on strike next week.
There we go.
That would suck for us.
So yeah, October 9th, they will officially be stateside. And then we'll be in the period of we're waiting them to get on a truck and get to us.
Yeah, and we don't. This is the second time we've done this, so we don't quite recall what that time between when the boat arrived and when they arrived in our warehouse.
Yeah.
We kind of have. It's not going to be like 3 days. But from memory, I don't think.
I think it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't think it was like 6 weeks or something. But it could be. Who knows? It do be weird like that sometimes. So.
Yeah. We'll see. And we'll keep you guys updated every Thursday, just like we are now, even if it's a little bit late.
Yep.
Other Hametsu news is upon us receiving those books, which is now, we're looking at anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks from now, and we fulfill it, it will officially be completely reopened for general re-release. Among that reopening, we will be offering digital-only versions of some products for you guys, including a digital version only of the book. So if you are overseas, if you hate if you love trees and you hate wasting trees, if you don't want to encourage the awful monopoly that is making cool books, and you just want a PDF, that will be an option for you once we receive those books, once we fulfill it.
Yeah.
Because we've fulfilled the back room, but we haven't fulfilled the late pre-orders, we are not considering this project done. We have checked off a lot of the boxes, but until we have given everyone the product, and then the product is on our shelves.
Palette of books sitting out there with, hundreds of books left, and we're like, cool, that's done.
Yeah, now it is a general product. So once that happens in 3 to 5 weeks, that's kind of where we're looking at. And again, that's because October 9th is the date that the boat's supposed to arrive in the States, and we will have a few weeks in which
What
it
day
gets
is the
to
9th next week?
Today is the 5th.
I just wonder if that'll fall
So
before or
it's
after.
Tuesday.
Okay, so if it does arrive, hopefully we'll know by next Thursday.
No,
We can
Monday. It's Monday.
we can give you guys an update again next week.
Yeah, maybe on next Thursday we'll get like it's on a truck.
The truck is here.
but probably not. It'll probably be the one after that. So yeah, if you see anyone commenting, "Ooh, I wish there was a digital only version," you can say there's going to be in a few weeks once the product is actually on general re-release. Yeah.
On the shield of Strength Knight, is his shield supposed to have a hole in it? Yeah, his shield is like super well used, so it's very battle damaged.
Well, he's a Gaijin that's been in Japan for a long time.
When I sculpted it, I was like, that's why I put like different trinkets and stuff, and he's like kind of supposed to look like he got trapped in Japan, and he's had to like make do with stuff. So his shield is.
He's got like bits of like Japanese armor, right?
I can't remember if he has like a pair of pants that have
Yeah.
like a Japanese pattern on it.
Yeah, yeah.
It is intentional. Yeah. Cool.
Or was it? It was. But wouldn't that be great if we just started saying that about all of our stuff?
Is that it for Hametsu?
Yeah, that's basically it for Hametsu. Hope everyone has been enjoying it. It looks like you have in the chat. Oh, the book, the binding.
Oh, yes.
We got in touch with our.
Oh, look, we'll give you some backstory. So the other day, was it yesterday? The day before, we had a bunch of people in the Discord say that their binding had failed on their book, which we were immediately like, what? Like, oh my God, like that's should not happen. So, in the spirit of transparency and us just wanting to let people know, if your binding fails, it should not fail, and you need to reach out and get a replacement book. I have reached out to our printer. They actually sent us a really detailed reply today with a bunch of action points that we're going to follow through. Right now, all we can do is ship you another book when the main shipment arrives, which should be hopefully in a couple of weeks. But definitely reach out if you've had any problems. The pages shouldn't come out. They're Smythe sewn, so they're... If the glue fails, though, we want to replace it.
But basically, the printer did say, yes, it looks like there may be an issue. Please let us know how many of these things occur. So that's why we're saying, like, if it has occurred to you, let us know. Send us a photo. Because we have a buffer currently to where we can replace those books, and it's all right. Everything's good. But if it's a significant portion of that print run, then the printer has said we obviously will like work with you to correct that mistake.
Yeah, we have a 2% overrun buffer on the print run that is essentially like they just run extra books and give them to us, and then we'll utilize those ideally to replace any. Hopefully, it's an isolated issue. I have the sample that I have when people started dropping those messages. I immediately was like. I was like bending this thing over my knee.
Doug sent
like,
a video of him holding it like you
I
open
felt
the
bad.
book and then he was doing this.
Yeah. So my wife got home and I was like this with a book for like 15 minutes while I was like catching up with her.
It was
I
awful.
was like, "How was your day?" And I was just doing this over and over again.
Monsters.
My book didn't fail. The ones we have here didn't fail. It seems like hopefully it is a isolated issue with a portion of the batch.
Right. So where like your book has either failed or it hasn't. But let us know if you have noticed that in your book so that we can report it and see how widespread the issue is.
Yep.
That takes. Oh, and then Doug is working on the instructions as well for the Hametsu buildings. Still plugging away at them. There's some brave souls who have not only attempted but completed. There's some brave souls that have jumped in and messed it up.
I'm going to make this point. Probably don't make the kits without the instructions, please. I know the instructions are taking us a little bit longer. I get that that's frustrating. That's unfortunately on us with a bit of a scheduling resources thing. So I do apologize for that. But if you build them without the instructions and mess it up, it's really difficult for us to be like, what parts do you need? What? So, just hold off. If you're really experienced, you're probably going to be fine, but I just want to make that point.
Also, if you're experienced and you want to build them, all the kits were designed by Doug and designed very well by Doug. So if you start with the smaller set of kits and dry fit, you will kind of understand how they're built up.
Sure, yeah.
And then when you get to the giant castle, you'll like, oh yeah, this wall, this layer, this way, this one. So
now, obviously, best case going forward is the instructions will be ready when you have your kits, which we are making improvements on being able to do that. But I
Yes.
just wanted to make that point. You know, there's a few people that are trying it that I'm like, please don't. Please
Yep.
don't. Just wait a week.
That, I think, takes care of it.
Cool.
Instructions in progress. Diligently working away on those.
Yeah,
Sorry
Doug's
for any
like
delays.
on the other side of this wall right now.
It's worth the
working.
wait. Books are in progress. Going to hit our shores October 9th, potentially, next week, and then get to us sometime after that.
And,
digital-only version of Hametsu with a few other offerings upon general re-release. Once the books are in our hands and the entire range is open, ready to be sold just as a normal product.
Yep.
Some quick questions.
We can circle back to the questions in a
I
second.
just didn't want to. We can't forget them. So.
Okay.
Next up is Don't Look Back update. Ben has not actually looked at this book yet.
I've never seen this physical book yet. This is my first time ever looking at it. This looks sick. I love this. Whoever did the design on this book's a genius. Oh wow, look, it looks so good. Matt got his copy the other day, and I was chatting to him, and he was like, looks really nice. We did such a good job. And I was like, yeah, we did. So that's cool. The page numbers are all correct. That's awesome. Oh, it smells really good, though.
It does smell very good.
That's awesome. Oh, look at all this stuff. Oh, you guys have seen the PDF. If you're a DLB fan, you would have already, like, you know. But if you're like me, like, having the physical print book is actually, like, kind of cool, you know. This was a lot of work. Matt and I really put a lot of work into this, so I'm glad that the colors actually look better than I thought they would.
It's a very nice looking book.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Hametsu is a great book, and I think it's there's a part of me that was like, I wonder if Don't Look Back is going to, live up to this Hametsu book.
Did they package them like upside down though? Is that the one thing that we realized? I think Matt, when he got his, he was like, "Oh yeah, the book is like they technically put it in the slipcover like upside down or something," which is kind of interesting.
I don't know. I don't know if I paid attention before I just.
That
pulled the
is
book
like
out.
an incredibly minor thing, but I'll be interested to see when the rest of them come.
Well, it's the blood is defying gravity. It's floating up from the mystical
he has
forces.
a face on his thing. That book looks great. I am actually super psyched for that. So yeah, I'm like,
The thing with the slip. So here, hand me the book real quick. So,
we need to light this scene better.
I love this
It's too
lighting.
moody.
There's something weird about like
Oh, I bet they did it because of this.
yeah.
They went off of the text.
Yeah, there's something about like if you hold it and then lay it down and then the spine and the text and stuff.
Yeah, I bet that's what. I didn't really give them. To be fair, I didn't give them any instructions.
You just
either
gave
way.
them the file.
I just was
And
like,
it's a symmetrical
I
process.
was just like, there you go, do it.
Always. So yeah, DLB book in your hands. You like it? It has been approved.
Yes, so we approved it. Here's the biggest kicker, and this is something that we've run into so many times. This week is Golden Week in China.
Yeah.
So when you are manufacturing in China, it is very common. There is a few times in the year where they just like completely shut down. Chinese New Year is one of them. That is like the bane of a ton of American, like the American companies that work with manufacturing
Yeah.
in China all the time. They build Chinese New Year into their scheduling.
It's
a lot.
because like, oh, Black Friday's coming up. We need to
Yeah.
push to get this stuff. We need to do this. Like,
Because-
big holiday season.
it shuts, like factories don't work, right? And it actually catches us out every year where it's like, oh, we need this. I placed this order, and it's like, oh, it's Chinese New Year. Of course, that's not going to ship for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not just the week because it's like they deal with the backlog of orders, so it's a whole thing.
But it is Golden Week this week in China, I believe. So we approved the print. It came in early. It came in on Monday last week, right? We approved it last week because you guys showed it off last week on stream. That you showed this off last week on stream, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this got approved last week. It will not
Yeah.
ship until the 11th of October.
Which is 2 days after Hametsu ship lands. Suspicious.
So, and again, we approved it. We were like, this is approved, ship it. And they were like, great, we're so glad you approved it. by the way, it's Golden Week next week, so we're not shipping anything until the 11th.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. It'll ship on the 11th. Production is going. We have talked about a little bit. I think we talked about it. We've redone a bit of our shop infrastructure about how these projects, fulfillment, things like resin and VHSs are going to be handled inside. We've been learning some lessons. So I'd like are we slowly tilting?
I don't know. Maybe the building is sinking.
So
we'll probably cover this in like a Game Lab episode at some point.
But like Mr. Whipper is about to be packed.
Yeah.
So we're about to start checking off finished products of things.
Next Thursday, I would imagine you'll be able to show off a few finished VHS packs.
Yeah. So we'll have those for you. We'll see some photos in Discord, I'm sure.
To give you the 2-cent line.
Yeah.
After we finished Himetsu, we realized we needed to like really make some like big changes to the way we were actually manufacturing resin and games and how products were flowing throughout the warehouse. We're not really making like tens of stuff anymore. It's like more common that we're making things in hundreds. And the systems we put in place, well, there wasn't really any systems to be fair. Connor and I were like, we really need to sit down and like do a lot of optimizations.
Tweak. And this is something I do specifically want to say, is everyone was doing a great job.
Sure, yeah.
And everyone within their department, the system was there.
Oh, absolutely.
And so what Ben and I did was after Himetsu, because there's a lot of extra resin, how the project went, we kind of looked at more of an overview of like, how does this department, because right now it's just a person, but like it is like James is our casting department. How does this department talk to QC department?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that was, there was no system in place for that.
Yeah, people were writing lists and people were like Connor said, no one was doing a bad job, right? Because they were doing exactly.
Himetsu went out in 2 days of fulfillment as soon as we had the books.
But there was just like a level of organization that we were kind of like not really, we'd never really sat down and set up. And so we've made some like they're pretty big changes to the way like our manufacturing flow is working. It's super complicated and it's just like better if we cover it in a Game Lab episode. Yeah. Because that way we can edit it and make it more clear.
What that allows us to do is things like Mr. Whipper, the VHSs and stuff, we'll start actually, instead of having 500-600 of something that are waiting to be packed, it'll start being packed more incrementally while still being tracked appropriately. Yeah. And we'll have more stuff to show off to you guys.
It's all super boring manufacturing management stuff, but part of our business is growing and we have to adapt as managers and
that's so hopefully Don't Look Back fulfillment not only goes as well as Himetsu did, but it is much less of a stressful time. Because it's not fun to walk in to people that have been doing good jobs and say, hey, I need you to do everything you've done, but in like the next 24 hours because we have to get this product over the line.
Yeah. It's like organization. And
it's like throwing a bunch of paper at people and telling them to put it in numerical order all of a sudden.
For sure.
So
we're going to get better at it. And it's going to be, we've just made a big shift and been a lot of work. A lot of making labels, a lot of random stuff like that.
So that's Don't Look Back. Don't Look Back has been evolving our manufacturing side of things. Speaking of Lunar,
this is my face in a astronaut suit. I'm like, anyway, Lunar's
done.
No. Question done. Asterisk. On top
yes. Of it. Part of that what we just described was we had all of the resin for Lunar and we had boxes and we had things and then it got to a point where Ben and I walked in and again not fun and not really cool for people to be walked in and told, hey, by the way, get all this out tomorrow. So we're trying to work on that. So if it's not done,
it's 95. Doug said it's 95%.
Okay, yeah. So it's taken us a little bit longer, but that is mostly because these systems we weren't in place, and so sorry about that for that delayed. But 95% of you guys have got it. And
well, look, to sum it up, it's like it all comes down to like growth, right?
Yeah.
The company has grown this year much quicker than we were anticipating. Now, we knew that we had to put these types of things in place eventually,
Yeah.
but we didn't really realize we should have done it months ago.
Yeah.
Right? It's like one of those things, like things get to a point and plenty of stuff comes to a head, and then you're kind of like, okay, we have to make some changes.
Yeah.
Right?
And
To make people's jobs easier and to like make everything easier on a whole.
And very specifically, do not want to be throwing employees under the bus here. Not that I feel like we have, but I just want to very explicitly say that employees are doing a great job. But
Oh, yeah.
you and I mean, Ben and I started in a garage, and then
Yeah.
it was Ben and Dallas and me and Doug in a small little workshop. And we've just gotten to a point where we are still treating it like it was 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, we were still running this business of this size
Yeah.
as if it was just 3 dudes almost in a garage. And it's just not. You can only get away with that for
Yeah.
so long before the wheels and the gears really start grinding. And that's kind of what we were running into. Is like,
Yeah. So.
yeah,
and
no
that's-
one. Yeah,
I just want to be clear.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no one's done a bad job.
If it,
it's just
this
that-
is just you and I just kind of were like, oh yeah, things are getting done. That's probably fine.
yeah, it's like.
And now we're like, ooh, when it comes to a year from now, and we're like tripling our next DLB fulfillment size project,
Yeah, exactly.
things will not be fine. So,
Yeah.
yes, thank you, Luther. And that was I did say, I was like, I am surprised that Hametsu was fulfilled as well as it was, because it was not set up for success.
No.
And
I
that
mean,
just speaks to like people just sheer will
exactly.
getting it over the line. So
Yeah.
that's great.
corporate pizza party.
One Subway sandwich, 6 inches.
We'll all go shoot 50 cals for the afternoon.
go.
How about that?
Okay, so that takes care of Lunar, 95% complete. When is it the 10th in a while?
Yeah, we're like
4 years?
7 years old. This is our 7th.
We incorporated in 2017.
Okay.
And we sold the Hive construct in November of 2017.
Oh, okay.
So November, we just passed 5 years last year.
Okay, so this will be our 6th anniversary.
Coming up in November. 2 months.
Cool.
Next month. Yeah, six
We're
years.
6 years old. Yay.
Cool. All right, so that, I think Lunar
Yeah, I mean,
is there. We're working on getting it in stock.
If you're waiting on a Lunar order, it's going to be shipping very soon.
Yes.
So,
Next up, mobile arms.
I can probably cover this one. Corey's prepped a lot of the final card stuff. It's been proofed, I believe. I'm not 1000% sure of that, but I am. Well, he's in chat. Corey, was all the final stuff proofed? Pretty sure. And then if it is, it'll just get final graphics, and some of those components will actually go off to the printer pretty soon because I'm about to.
Yeah.
Rulebook and cards are edited. So the cards will go off to the printer first because those will get printed overseas. The booklets will get printed here in the US. That's like a turnaround of like, I think I place an order with our print vendor. It's like a week before they like basically ship it.
Yeah.
Cards is like 20 days, I think. So we print those overseas. So the cards will go off to the printer with a few other components that also need to get printed because it's better if we bundle them. And then
It leaves up mold making and things like that.
Yep, that's
which
all in
we have-
beginning. It's about to begin.
We
About to
are.
begin.
We have a handful of DLB molds, the things that aren't running 600 of,
Yeah.
but are running dozens of, that we need to finish off the mold making, get them into production, and then we'll be moving on to the mobile arms molds. And
Yeah.
so once we send things off to the printer, just like the hardcover books, starts a countdown on our production end, and we'll do our best to have stuff ready by the time it hits our doors. And then it'll just go out.
That's the plan.
It's going to be great.
All the building will explode, and
Yeah.
we'll all just like fly off into the ether.
Like Team Rocket style.
Elon Musk will crash a rocket into the building, and we'll just be like, no. And we'll fly away.
Sure.
That'd be crazy.
Mobile arms, yeah. So
Not
if-
really a whole lot to report on
what
mobile arms
over
yet.
under before Thanksgiving.
For when it's ready?
Yeah.
No. You're insane.
Nah.
It's gonna be next year.
Nah,
January.
it's
January
going-
is when we quit.
I'm gonna start shipping it now, and you guys are gonna receive very incomplete products.
It's gonna be one plastic bag.
Yeah.
One plastic bag.
With
The
just some
dice. Actually, the
hopes.
dice is something that I'm going to place the order for those probably next week, actually.
Yeah.
Because we can just print those. Those are super easy. Or have them made. We're not printing them, but we're having them made. Printing is not the right word. We can just have those made by
Yes.
the dice vendor that we use.
We can just construct those.
A couple of people asked when they're going to see the render of the final
Yeah.
sculpt, by the way. I worked on a sculpt, and to be completely honest, I really didn't like the sculpt that I finished. And I kind of want to give it a read. Because it's the last one, and I want to make it kind of cool. So you're going to have to be a little bit patient with that, because I want to do something extra cool for that final sculpt.
So you'll see it when it arrives on your doorstep.
No. I'm gonna get it done, but like, I wanted to marinate for like a little bit on it and just decide exactly what I wanted to do. But
Huh.
I wanted to do something extra cool for that last one, so that's why.
So yeah, TBD.
It's on my work. It's on my desk. I'm gonna get it done. I just want to get it done cool enough for you guys.
Is that it?
General updates.
Well, I meant for mobile arms.
Yeah.
General updates. Pitlord release pre-order yesterday.
Why haven't you gone and ordered Pitlord yet? It's amazing. It's so cool.
It's so pink.
really is pink.
Pitlord has been released. Malev's new micro game. We'll be dropping more information. Malev's been sharing posts. He's been in streams talking about it.
Yep.
That'll run for most likely like 30-ish days, more or less the month of October. Limited offering, not a back room.
Yep.
It's going to be pretty fast turnaround on those products.
Yep.
And yeah, we're just
we're estimating January for that as well.
before Thanksgiving.
There was someone online that was like, "Oh, I have to wait for January." I don't think you realize how close January is right now.
It's like practically before
It's like-
Thanksgiving.
Very close. Anyway, Pitlord's great. It's awesome. Someone was asking. There's a question. You're like, let's not forget that. Someone was like, "Why don't you sell the PDF of Demon Ship?"
Oh yes.
Because we don't. So there you go.
Yeah, we obviously are going to be, with Hametsu, as I mentioned earlier, releasing a digital version only of the rules. That is something that we haven't done before. It's not built into our product development, our product pricing, our company, our, honestly, vision of a lot of the products we make. So we're going to be watching the Hametsu case closely, seeing sales data, see how things work, how it's received. And to be frank, it'll influence our decision moving forward on a lot of different things.
Yeah. I mean, we get this question all the time. Why isn't X product STLs? Why is this? Oh, and it's truthfully like we consider everyone's opinions, and we have to just kind of make the best choice for what we feel is like for the business overall and for the products we make. And I mean, that's really it at the end of the day. We don't do things out of like most things we do when it comes to digital products, we consider all points, right? We're not just not releasing digital stuff because we like hate that person personally or something. It's
I
just
specifically disagree with that. But
it's just like it's really like if something's not available digitally, it's because it's kind of just not right now, and that's just it.
maybe in the future, but at this point,
we'll get. I mean, look, as we get bigger, as the amount of customers get bigger, we can justify selling a book a lower amount, kind of generate a good enough amount of revenue to make it kind of worthwhile. I think when it comes to digital stuff, like we were having a meeting actually earlier, and like digital sales, we sell a lot of STLs. We have a lot of STLs on our website, and they actually sell really poorly. I'll be honest. So, the last few days, there's just been a lot of comments about like STLs in particular, and I'm just using that as an example. But when we're just looking at the raw numbers, it's like, hey, these actually don't make us that much money. So this isn't the way we're looking at it on paper. Not worth it to us. So, that's just something to consider when we say it's not available as an STL. It's because often STLs make us
also specifically because we don't like you. We really, at some point, should just do like a Cards Against Humanity point.
Yeah, we don't like.
We just become very surly and
digital.
aggressive.
No, it'd be like we'll do like the Soup Nazi website where you go to the website and we're like, no STLs for you, and
Yeah.
we take your money, and then we don't give you the bread.
No, it's like the people are like, I want this product, and then we just stop selling the product entirely.
It's just
Like,
a video
not
of
only
us throwing the mold in the trash.
Do you
and
not
it's
get
like,
and like with the person's name on it?
it's like
just for
Spite.
Jack.
It's like Spite Studios is what we're gonna change.
Black Spite Studios.
Yeah, that's gonna be our new name. Is we're really metal now.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, we're gonna try some things out.
With Himetsu, see how it goes.
Yep.
Italy all over again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Italy all over again.
And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll keep people updated.
I think that's about it. We might have a special Halloween release for next Friday. Might.
Mm.
We're working on some stuff. And we'll keep you in the loop for that. We also do have a bunch of other cool products in development right now that aren't attached to games. We're gonna have more on that soon, hopefully.
And there's some Halloween treats down the line.
Yeah, we got some stuff for Halloween. It's gonna be a bit of a sad Halloween this year because unfortunately DLB didn't
It's like-
make it across the line in time.
It's like
but-
Christmas during wartime.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly.
It's Halloween during fulfillment.
But we're gonna try and do the best we can. We're gonna try and do some fun stuff because Halloween and DLB are like they're like this. They're like BFFs.
Yeah.
It's like butter and toast. They go together really well. Cool. All right. I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's a Thursday update, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out. Let's go through. I'll do a quick recap here. Himetsu, late pre-order books hitting our shores October 9th. 3 to 5 weeks depending on how it gets transferred off a boat to a freight carrier to us. At that point, there will be, on the digital front, some digital-only products, including a digital-only PDF version of the book that will be available for sale, and that will, to be honest, impact our decisions moving forward with other digital products. So we'll be interested to see how it goes.
See what happens.
DLB. Ben saw the book. You liked it. You didn't faint. The page numbers were correct. We said ship it to us, and China said it's Golden Week, and they're not shipping it to us yet. So it'll ship to us starting the 11th, October 11th, on a boat. Some of them by air to get to us. Matt has his, and we have ours right now. We'll see.
It smells so good.
We'll see how that process goes. As far as shipping to us, it'll follow much like Himetsu has so far.
It's one of those things.
Oh,
This I know it's frustrating for this to be a little late. This is going to be worth the wait. This book looks really cool, and the products that we're making out there look really cool. Like, trust me when I say, like, I know it sucks because it's delayed, and you're
now,
totally justified to be bummed about.
by delayed, we start this ran through March into April.
Yeah.
So we're currently 6 months.
6 months.
We're 6 months from the end of the backroom, which was about a 30-day event.
Yeah.
So we're still
doing-
looking
we're
at
doing-
delivery within 8 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
See how it goes. Lunar, 95% complete. If you're the other 5%, there's some back-ordered items, some little things. We'll get it to you as soon as we can.
Yep.
Our production has had a bit of an overhaul. Ben and I have been meddling this past week, and we'll get it to you once people get their feedback under them from us pushing them over all the time. Yeah. Mobile arms. Printed materials have been proofed and getting ready to go off to the printer. Some components like dice are ready to go off and be made and shipped to us that we don't produce in-house. Things that we do produce in-house, specifically molds, resin, and the MDF, is next on the queue once DLB stuff gets finished and over the line.
Yeah.
General updates. Pit Lord came out yesterday. Check it out. It's a pretty sweet game. Maybe a special release next Friday for a little bit Halloween themed, and then some more Halloween goodies later on in the month as well.
I'm gonna try and do as much spooky stuff this month, and then next month we'll do old turkey and cranberry themed stuff.
What is Schnitzel's last question? Any news on old DLB cards?
I think he's asking about, are we still planning to like redo cards? And
Yes.
funny enough, Matt and I met about that last night. I think the plan is the first ones that we're going to update are Final Girls for sure. We want to do Final Girls first. I don't see any reason to delay that too much, but to me it seems weird to do it before we've started fulfillment.
Yeah.
Right? Because then we're going to get people being like, oh, can I add this into my order? Which we can't really do.
Yeah.
So
It'll be after fulfillment.
It'll be after fulfillment.
Part of a general re-release.
I
sort
would
of thing.
say early next year will probably be when we start that.
We will also be updating lunar items to the new formats as we sell out.
Yeah.
So we have things like the token sheets, we have item decks, we have old unit and faction cards. The JAXA and ISRO are in the new format, and as we reorder, we will update, and it'll be a slow phase product. And typically, we do offer those individually for a short window. So, like, hey, for the next 6 weeks, if you want just the Astro item deck, astronaut unit item deck, you can get it. But then it just goes back into the normal product. Otherwise, it's like very complicated to track it as a component in a product, and it's annoying.
Yeah. One last point that I want to make, and I say this a lot online. We have a trade website. Okay, blacksiteStudioTrade.com. I'm pretty sure is the link.
Yeah.
We can sell directly to stores. We offer a really juicy percentage off MSRP. Honestly, it is very competitive. The stores that I've talked to are like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah. And we get more money than if we sent it to distribution. Everyone
It's crazy
wins.
that, right? So I just want to stress enough, if you are outside of the US, if you are wanting to buy from your local store and you have like your favorite store, please let them know and have them reach out directly to us. We can supply them. We're happy to sell them. The website is really easy to use. It'll tell them exactly. All you need to do is link them to the Black Site Studio Trade website. I just like mentioning that because we really want to sell to more stores. We've had a pretty decent uptick, actually. Probably within the next week on our main website, I'll have a stockist locator map, and then you can find who's stocking stuff. We did have a couple of people in the EU place orders, which is sick. We have our friends at Spectre. We're talking to them about potentially having them carry.
Once those Hametsu books get in, they'll probably be receiving a set of products for us.
So we're really trying to make the products more accessible, and we really want to get more stuff out there. So yeah, just keep telling your stores, and they'll email us, and then we'll sell them stuff, and it's going to be awesome.
Everyone will be happy.
Everyone will be happy.
Everyone will make money except for you because you'll be spending it.
Exactly, but you'll have happiness. So
You'll have the products that are great.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging with us on this update stream. Sorry for being a little late today. I think that covers it.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.